Dan Mill 23 asks, given your apparent love of B-grade horror movies, what do you make of the Mike Patton band Phantomas? Never heard of it. Sorry, dude. I should look into that. Don't know Phantomas. LoveCraken. LoveCraken, or I should call you MetaCraken now. I'm not even going to dignify. First of all, you asked a question previously, and I answered that one, and this is just a transparently goofy question. And I did a whole video for you trying to drum up, a lynch mob to get YouTube for suspending you, and it didn't work because I'm no good at leading a lynch mob. I'm sorry. I hope everything is going well with you. Your question about a new non-religious Christmas is just celebrate Christmas as a non-religious Christmas is all I have to say. I want to get through these questions. Damn, I really do. How many more pages? Too many more pages. ThatsBSman asks, why is YouTube so freakin' addictive? Mirror neurons, maybe. We feel that we are living the lives of people we see. We're by nature voyeurs or something. I don't know, but it sure is addictive. Yes, it definitely is. Agenttachyon asks, how long does it take to shave your head and how often do you do it? Less often than I should. I just shaved it today because tonight was actually my younger brother's 20th wedding anniversary, so I'd left it for weeks and it was getting all fuzzy and I was looking older and older and fuzzier, like a kiwi fruit that went bad. So I should do it every 2 or 3 days, but I don't. And when I do it, it takes, I don't know, I'm kind of slow and obsessive compulsive about it, so it probably takes me 15 minutes. But it shouldn't have to do that. JerbatimSerex asks, how are you, man? I am okay. I'm decent. I'm good. Did you happy with your new script? And welcome back. I did happy with my new script back then, 9 months ago. I wasn't done with it then, and now I'm surprisingly happy with the way that the remake script for Spider Baby, which may or may not be going into production any day now. That would be fantastic, but it doesn't happen till it really happens, so I can't predict. But I'm happy with the script, yes. Atypicalguy asks, what do you think of the writer's strike? In the end, a lot of people lost a lot of money, and the writers got a little bit, and they didn't lose a whole lot, so I guess it was okay. Do you think things will go back to normal, or will this be a permanent shake-up for the industry? Well, I think the industry itself is being permanently shaken up in ways that these strikes are just a symptom of. There was once a time when creative strikes in Hollywood were about getting a bigger slice of the pie for the creative people, and there was a great deal of success. I mean, people, there were strikes that won residuals for people who work on TV shows and things, and people in the industry started getting more of the pie. But the pie is probably just literally shrinking, but at least changing, and the ways in which you can make money are changing in Hollywood, and this is a change that goes beyond strikes, and I don't know where it's all going to end. Hollywood just can't throw money around like it used to and expect to get it back. But by the same token, for whatever reason, the biggest money earners for Hollywood continue to be the movies that they spend the most money on, so they're going to continue to spend huge amounts of money on a few movies. And meanwhile, movies that don't cost so much seem to have fewer and fewer ways to make their money back, thanks to free ripping on the internet. And there's really no way to put that genie back in the bottle. And the way to make money off of all this hasn't really completely come into focus yet. So everything is changing, inevitably changing. The salad days of filmmaking being a really high-paying profession for the people who are in it may be a thing of the past, and the people. It may be a case of more and more do-it-yourself entertainment. Here I sit on YouTube. I'm not a partner, and I don't want to be a partner because I came to YouTube to do stuff that I either didn't want to be paid for because I didn't want it to be sullied, or that I knew that I couldn't be paid for because I wanted to use because I wanted to exercise my fair use rights to use existing media to make points and things like that. But I've spent way more time on YouTube than I really should from a financial standpoint, and I can only hope that someday it'll pay off for me somehow financially, but indirectly, that it will help me make a better living somehow. But I don't see that point has not come yet. Bigism, cut or uncut? Cut. There's a very funny story there, but I'm not going to tell it now because it would just completely upend this whole thing, and I would be burying a funny story. Someday I will do the story of how I discovered that I was circumcised. Fernifer, what are you doing for the holiday season? I hope you won't be working. I can't even remember what I did for the holiday season. Sorry. Yay, I'm a veteran. Yes, you are a veteran. I'm sorry, I've hardly ever made any comments to any of your videos. Like I've said a million times, I never comment on anybody. I'm bad. Fernifer asks again, P.S. You are my 5,500th video I've watched under this account name. Now not that exciting, but I just saw the numbers. Happy holidays, Bob. Thank you. I'm happy to be your 5,500th. Colleen3217, one of the babes of YouTube, who I assume never been on camera. How many languages have you ever known? How many languages have I known, or how many languages have I spoken? I'm on my third German after English and Spanish. Well, I believe in sticking with the one language that I use so poorly. That's English. Beyond English, I can say Donde está la cocina? And Vi kan lova da henne et full rota. And beyond that, and Domo arigato. Hi. And that's pretty much it for foreign languages for me. Creationism is stupid asks, are you going to answer all these questions? Well, I felt that I had promised I would, so here I am getting around to it. Curtaline3 asks, what is your opinion on the religion of Islam? Would that be a topic you would like to address on your channel? Yeah, I do actually, and I started sort of tangentially with my thing on the Young Turks. My opinion of the religion of Islam itself is, it's the third and last of the big Abrahamic faiths. It is it's as fake as, it's transparently made up religion, made up by Muhammad and or his well, not and his successors, but obviously your real question is Islam dangerous? Is it particularly pernicious in the world? What should be done about Islam? And I think, more than anything, I think that right now Islam is a puppet, a self-chosen. The whole all of Islam did not get together and decide to throw up Al-Qaeda and the Intifada and all that kind of stuff. And people need to remember that as hard as it is to focus on the so-called moderates of any faith that also has absolutists and fundamentalists who grab all the attention, it's just a fact that there are millions and millions and millions of Muslims, hundreds of millions of Muslims, who have a very loose grasp of their own religion, who are very moderate about it, and it is far more realistic to try to find a way to get along with those people, allowing them to continue to believe or say they believe what they think they believe, or think they believe what they say they believe, or whatever the hell. It's all very vague and all very blurry. Than it is to somehow institute the world's first fundamentalist, dogmatic disavowal of a religion. Islam is not going to be defeated in and of itself, and it's worth remembering that Islam does not have some sort of ironclad relationship with terrorism or suicide terrorism. When Arab terrorists first hit the news in the 70s, they were secular Arabs. They were the successors of what's his face, Egyptian. I want to call him Nehru, and that's wrong. What the fuck is his name? The Suez Crisis. I completely blank on his name. But basically, there was a time, there was this pan-Arabism, this idea that the Arabs were going to make themselves powerful in the world by freeing themselves of the cold, dead hand of Islam. Sort of like the Russians and the Chinese freed themselves of Christianity and Confucianism and Buddhism with the wonderful atheistic Marxism. The original Arab terrorists were secularists, and we should never forget that. And Europe has its own Islamic problem, which is muddled up with racial issues and cultural issues of having to deal with assimilation. And then there's this general problem that all multicultural liberal societies, Western societies, have yet to come up with an adequate solution for, if there even is an adequate solution, and that is the problem of how you can be culturally tolerant of cultures that are inherently intolerant by nature. It's a problem that, there's not a good solution to at this point, or at least not one that anyone has figured out how to put into practice. Europe has its own set of problems, and I'm not really on the ground there to know for sure what the answers are, but I've heard credible evidence that the Islamic aspect of the problems that Europeans are having with Islamic immigrants and Islamic residents, that the Islamic aspect of those problems is heavily overblown by the media, that it's much more cultural and economic. So anyway, but yeah, I want to do many more videos about Islam. I don't support Islam. I can't imagine a good reason why anyone would convert to Islam. Certainly, obviously, I don't think anyone should convert to any religion. But yeah, I mean, I have no special love of Islam, but by the same token, I don't think it's particularly evil faith, and people say there's something inherent in the memes of Islam that prevent it from modernizing, and I don't know if that's true. It could just as easily be true that it's just been a religion of economic backwaters and cultural backwaters, and just suffers as a result of that. There's plenty of evidence that that under the right circumstances, Islamic societies can end up changing and becoming more liberal, although not necessarily always admitting that they're becoming more liberal. I mean, the United Arab Emirates is a perfect example of that. Led Zeppelin. I like Led Zeppelin. I love Leonard Cohen. Early Rod Stewart. Like early Rod Stewart. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I'm going to talk more about Islam, and it's all going to be about the ambiguities of Islam itself and the Western relationship to Islam.